Dr. Glenn Davies for Reversal NZ Lifestyle Medicine Clinic and for Reverse T2 Diabetes Topor, coming to you from the greenhouse this time in the middle of the day, and it's very hot in here at 35 degrees. Now, today I'm going to talk about vegan keto. This is a topic that I have been meaning to research for quite some time because I've found it quite a challenging topic. I'd like to reference two people. So first of all, Cliff Harvey, and also my friend from Raw Balance in Turangi, Monica. So first of all, why might somebody consider vegan keto? Well, I think when you look at the diets which are getting the most attention at the moment, it's definitely the ketogenic diet, and it's a whole food plant-based diet. And a lot of people have thought, if these two diets seem to be the diets with all the benefits, what would be the benefit of combining them together? And then secondly, a lot of people would choose a whole food plant-based diet because of the proven benefits for the environment, acknowledging that 25% of the methane produced comes from animals. So people might definitely consider vegan keto. Now, the biggest challenge to vegan keto is that most of the plant-based sources of protein come with more carbohydrates. So I think it's definitely more simple to do a ketogenic diet if you are using animal sources of protein, because the animal sources of protein generally come with less carbohydrate. But it's definitely possible to do vegan keto. So let's have a look at that. So we need to address the problem of how do you get adequate protein with vegan keto, because generally a vegan diet or a vegetarian diet is based around starchy vegetables and rice as the main part of the meal or a main component of the meal. With a keto diet, you're going to be avoiding those carbohydrates. So how would you do vegan keto? So let's have a look at the advised protein sources on a plant-based ketogenic diet. Now, these foods are per 100 grams. So if we look at firm tofu, that is 8 grams of protein per 100 grams. Tempeh is 19 grams of protein per 100 grams. And we'll just look at the carbs. There is the firm tofu, very low in carbs at 1.9 grams per 100 gram. The tempeh, higher in protein at 19 grams, has more carbohydrates at 9 grams. Sprouted lentils, that's a good source of protein at 9 grams, but it does come with 22 grams of carbohydrate. Almonds, again, excellent source of protein at 21 grams of protein per 100 grams, but again 22 grams of carbs. Walnuts, 15 grams of protein and 14 grams of carbs. And then pea protein isolate, that is 89 grams of protein and only 2 grams of carbs. So I think probably one of the solutions is that you will be looking at more smoothies and probably using the pea protein isolate to keep your protein up. So let's look at what a breakfast might look like. It might be a high protein and high fat smoothie. So using the pea protein isolate in the smoothie, and definitely avocado, and probably adding MCT oil. So lunch, you might use leftovers from dinner, and then for dinner, a salad or vegetables with tofu or tempeh or mixed nuts and seeds, making sure that you are pushing up the fat content with flaxseed or olive oil. So I definitely wouldn't consider myself to be an expert in this topic, but it is something I want to learn a lot more about. Just to get you thinking about the possibility, if you do use animal sources of protein and you want to add some plant-based meals, for example, once or twice a week, go ahead and look at that possibility. If you are a vegan or a vegetarian and you want to get the benefits of keto as well, then it's definitely doable. But I do think it requires a little bit more effort, because you need to get your proteins, you need to get your fats, but without the carbohydrates. And then I asked the same question of my friend Monica. This is her list of plant-based proteins. So nuts, seeds, and spirulina. And spirulina, that's an excellent addition to your smoothies. That's going to be a good source of protein with very little carbohydrate. She mentions the protein powders, but as well as the pea protein isolate, she also talks about the hemp-based proteins. She mentions fermented foods. She also mentions sea vegetables such as nori, kelp, and dulse, and also the tempeh. And for healthy plant-based fats, avocado oil, cacao, she also mentioned dark chocolate, coconut oil, olive oil, sesame oil. So there we are, a quick introduction. That was for one of the Reversal NZ Facebook members who specifically asked that question. So thank you very much, and I'm going to escape the greenhouse because it is very, very hot in here. Have a good afternoon.